What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. This is the Sports Scientist Jacob, and welcome to the lab. This is my first video with the face cam. Also, my first video with this new layout. You guys will have to let me know how you think. I'm using a pretty janky setup here. I got my iPhone camera light, and yep, no mic, MacBook face cam. But I wanted to come at you guys about one to 2 hours before the game to give you guys my best takes on tonight's NFL action for Monday Night Football between the Broncos and the Browns for Week 13. I got 6 player props, the scientific 6 I like to call it, to share with you guys. I'm also going to give you guys a quick same game parlay I have and my lean on the game at the end. So, moving to our first player prop here, I got our guy, Nicholas Chubb. I got him going under 56.5 rush yards. He's only gone over this 4 out of 5 games. I mean, he just has not been an efficient back this year. And now he's coming up against the Broncos defense, and we know that they've shown themselves to be elite this year. And since returning from injury, this man just has not been the same. I mean, I think he took him 20 carries to get over 60 yards. He's averaging 3 yards per carry. It's the 5th fewest yards per carry in the NFL this year. And like I said, look at the running backs that the Denver defense has stopped. I mean, Abdul is freaking nobody for the Raiders. They got nobody left there. But they shut down Bijan and Hunt. I mean, those are 2 pretty good running backs. And, I mean, Derrick Henry went over, but that's Derrick Henry. Like, come on, let's be real. He doesn't break that many tackles, and I don't see him really getting 16 rush attempts. So, I mean, think about this. He needs 57 yards. He's going to need 19 carries in a negative game script where they're most likely losing. Don't expect the Browns to be running the ball very much. I expect Winston to be doing what he normally does and throwing the ball like an absolute maniac. So, I'm re-recording this video, but like I said, negative game script. This dude's not touching 57 yards. Now, if he breaks one loose, Broncos defense, I mean, just sucks. I'll tip my cap to him, you know? Like I said, if the Browns are running the ball, this guy's absolutely just chucking it. This dude, before last week in the snow, he had 27 pass attempts, but you're not going to throw the ball that much in the snow. Like, it's just way harder to do. You're going to try to establish the ground game, but he surpassed this line. He threw over 40 times on average in the past three games before that. And Denver, because the run defense is so good, this dude's going to have to be slinging the ball. I mean, quarterbacks have all year been going well over this line, 68% of the time, like by almost a pass more. So I expect Winston to throw the ball here like 40 times. Like, that's all I'm going to say. If the Broncos go up early, Browns can't run the ball in the Broncos defense, Winston's bound to just sling the ball 40 times and probably throw 2 interceptions. If you want to take his interception prop in a parlay, would not blame you. It's probably almost automatic. He's got to throw the ball to someone, and I'm backing David Njoku here. I mean, he had a really rough outing last week. 1 reception. He had dropped a couple passes, but let's be real. It's in the snow, so I think this is a perfect bounce back spot for him here against the Broncos. I think it's not really a favorable matchup, but I think it's a better matchup than they have at wide receiver. I mean, they're down Cedric Tillman, which is going to help a bunch. It's automatically going to add. He already gets a ton of targets. It's going to throw more targets from Winston toward his way. And I think because of the elite corners on the Broncos, they're gonna have to keep the ball over the middle of the field if they're trying to throw it, and that's where Njoku thrives. I mean, we saw before last week. I mean, this dude had 10, 5, 5, 9 receptions. Look how many targets: 14, 7, 7, 9. I mean, he's just coming down with the ball too. He's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Pause. Probably not. But he's one of the best targets the Browns have, and the Browns are a bad football team. Like I said, game's not started by Deshaun Watson. This dude's he's getting peppered with targets. So if he gets at least 10 yards per catch, 5 catches, 45.5 receiving yards, I see it happening. On the other side of the ball, we get probably the rookie of the year, Bo Nix. What Sean Payton's done with this guy, absolutely amazing. I mean, he's thrown 2 interceptions all season. Not as good as Justin Herbert. That's one of my favorite plays. But Bo Nix here against the Browns defense that barely has any interceptions on the year, I don't see him throwing an interception here. I mean, he has one of the best turnover-worthy play rates. Sorry about that. And the pressure-to-sack ratio. The Broncos' O-line's healthy. They've been giving him all the time in the pocket. And he's the polar opposite of Winston. If Winston was throwing toward the Browns defense, maybe he'd throw a pick. That's just him because he just wants to force stuff. But Bo Nix is a smart quarterback. And I don't see him throwing an interception in this game. So let's just quickly move on here. If he's not throwing an interception, I hope he's throwing the ball, and I hope it's to Cortland Sutton, and he's giving us 60 yards. I bought it down a little bit. I think it's at like 63.5. You could probably just take that. Let's be real. He could honestly get this on one catch. I mean, since week 8, he's been averaging 93 yards. It's like, I don't know. Think about that. 30 yards more than we need right here. I mean, he's cleared this line in 5 consecutive games. He had an 100-yard game, 122-yard game, and then over 70 in 3 other games. Now he's facing this defense that's just, he torches him. He does really good in man coverage. He does good in cover 1 and cover 3. He gets a lot of yards after the catch. So he's the best wide receiver. If you're back in the Broncos today, you're back in the Broncos pass offense, you're back in Cortland Sutton, you're back in Bo Nix here. And my final play in this game, just to quickly take you guys through it. Now, people might be like, oh, dude, this guy, Javonte, dude, he played terrible last week, negative yards, bounce back spot. Perfect game script. He's been the Broncos' prime running back this year. You might be scared because they have like a little 3 running back backfield, but he's the one still getting all the carries. I mean, 38% of the load, and he barely got any carries last week compared to the other RBs, so that came down massively. But now, you saw the Broncos really go from like a more pass-heavy game script there, but in this positive matchup, you should probably try to see them, once they're up, establish the ground game. I could see him getting well over 15 carries. I mean, 15 carries, 3 yards per carry. This dude can go over 40. I think you could ladder him to 50 at plus money. I mean, the positive game script here, I mean, he rushed for 65 yards on 18 attempts in a 29-12 victory against the Browns last time. So he's over the head-to-head matchup. The Browns have given up 100 yards plus rushing. Now, that counts quarterback, so you can think Bo Nix might roll out of the pocket for some. But Williams is obviously going to get some of those yards. And you saw him go over his rushing prop against the Ravens, and not many RBs besides Saquon Barkley can say that. So I'm backing Williams tonight. I think it's the perfect bounce back spot. Him on the Broncos side and Njoku on the Browns side. Mm-hmm. And just to give you guys my take on the game here, early in the week, it opened at a -3 at the look-ahead line. I got a -4.5. I parlayed at the Chiefs' money line. Let's be real. That was probably the dumbest decision of my life because the Chiefs suck this year. I hate the Chiefs. How are they 11-1? I'm probably going to bet against the Chiefs in the playoffs, 100%. But I'm definitely on the Broncos tonight. 5.5, 6.5. I think they're comfortable to win by a touchdown here. As long as it's under a touchdown, I believe you should be back in the Broncos tonight. They are just hands down the better football team. Their defense is elite. I don't see the Browns putting up any more than... I think they'd be lucky to score 3 touchdowns. I made a little same-game parlay if you want to take the Browns team total. I took it under 21.5, and I parlayed it with the Broncos for over 20.5 because I'm confident that Bo Nix and the Broncos can put up 3 touchdowns. The defense might give them 1 on a Winston pick 6. And the Browns have only gone over 21 points twice this year, and that was against the Steelers last week and the Ravens a long time ago. And I just don't see them scoring 3 touchdowns now in the Broncos defense. So, welcome to my channel. If you guys haven't been here before, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. You can join my Discord down below. I've been having a great time in there with you guys. I never thought I would be doing this, but I have a lot of support from people that are always, hey, where's your videos? Like, what's your picks for today? And I just had my job start today, but I'll do my best to learn how to balance the two. And I appreciate all the love and support. Make sure to follow me on my X and you can follow me on Pickett. I share some picks on there sometimes too. I'll be back in the lab cooking up picks for tomorrow. We have the NBA in-season tournament, and I'll give you guys my early look ahead maybe on the NFL coming in the next 2 days. It's been The Scientist. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.